Okay, so I got most of the skin off. It doesn't have to be perfect, just so you can see the important structures here. So all this pink stuff is going to be muscle. So if you don't have all the skin off, don't worry about it, just as long as you can see mostly this red part. If you have some skin over here, don't worry about it, okay? Okay, so we need to look at a couple of things. So we talked about in class some of the muscles here, okay? So this muscle right here, think about our arm, okay? So this right here, this bone is the humerus, which is the same thing as our upper arm. So what was the function of the biceps brachii? Because that's what this muscle is right here, okay? So it's gonna flex the arm. So if we pull it, what does it do? It flexes the arm, okay? So what about this forearm muscle right here, okay? So think about it. What is this gonna do? So let's see. It's gonna extend at the wrist, okay? So that's gonna be an extensor, all right? If you pull on this, what does this do? It's going to flex at the wrist joint right there, okay? So this guy, these are our flexors. These are our extensors, okay? So you can pull on them, have fun with them, okay? Pop, 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 pop. All right, so biceps brachii is gonna move this part because this muscle is connected to this bone right here, the radius and ulna, and this is gonna be connected to the carpals. That's why it moves that part, okay? So that makes sense. All right, there's another structure I wanted to point out. So we talked about this week what connects muscle to bone, and that's going to be the tendon. So I want you to kind of find a tendon. Let me get my probe. Okay, so a muscle is going to connect to a bone by a tendon here. Okay, so let me find a good tendon for you. Here's a really, sorry, my battery's going low. Let me find a good tendon for you. So if you look at this forearm muscle, you can see this right here. This kind of shiny, pearly white part. This right here is going to be a tendon. So I want you to isolate that and I want you to look at it. And notice it's going to attach this muscle, the forearm muscle, to this wrist bone right here, okay? So that's going to be a tendon. And think about what's going on inside this muscle. It's going to be all we talked about this week, all right? And if you look closely, you can see that this muscle is striated, and that's because of those myofibrils and those myofilaments we've been talking about this week. So I want you to look, find your tendon, observe it, okay? Note that it attaches muscle to bone, all right? Same thing with every muscle. If you want to identify a tendon on every muscle, be my guest, okay? It'll only help you, okay?